We're making a video. I may be dead to them, but at least I'm alive to me. Even as the shadow is cast on all I am, it still rings true that like a magnet under the drawing board, I will cast new nets for others to share. While some will never hear me again, I will never fully be under rug swept. And I miss my friends. I miss my life. I miss the ease that I add amid worries that no longer seem so bad. And I wish to spend my life hoping, but the grooves of the wheel, they're ruddy. I guess we can get like that, as the fleshy souls we are. In its honor, I'm willing to step. This is a poem I wrote recently. I called it Springtime Soliloquy, because it's springtime and it was a soliloquy to myself. And, as I think about it, it was kind of written in the sense of a requiem to times bygone. I've discussed on this channel before that I seem to never fully lose grip of in terms of my longing for them. It's not easy to grow up, it's not easy to grow up, and with the mess that I've created for myself, the messes I've gotten into, and make that what you will. Maybe I'm talking about myself, maybe I'm talking about relative to other people, maybe it's just happened to be. Let me say, with all that, it's difficult. It's difficult, and as much as I love and I'm grateful for having a job that pays me and a family that loves me, and I'm able to go on trips and I'm able to make art and find my way. And as much as I'm appreciative of the accomplishments that I've had and made, it still doesn't feel like enough a lot of the time. Especially considering that I'm often filling a void that was opened up and left open years gone by. But wait, there's more. You thought I was going to make a video that was like a redo of videos I made in the past. Guess what? I've learned since then, only somewhat. I know, I'm dry as sand. Come at me. You know why I want to make this video? Because honestly, I've had to take time to recognize that I have an identity for myself beyond just being, a general artist who's like fledgling and all that stuff, who I've been for about 8 years now, and so that is, wait, are my tits here? Okay, they're down there. Okay. Whatever there is of them, right? I mean, come on. But, like, how are you going to be an artiste if you don't have any fuel to run on? If you're not living life and living it intensely and passionately, how are you going to deliver to anyone who would give a damn any sort of art? You have to be beyond the nihilistic. You have to be beyond the myopic. You have to be beyond it, above it, in it, of it, and beyond it. You gotta be around. You've been around, but you've changed me. Change. Was I so wrong to acquiesce fast? Was I so strong to think that I'd last? Was I led on to seek your freedom? And when will I quit playing the victim? When I knew you last, it was a fair fight. To love second nature. and never to lose might. But now I'm with questions of what I was fighting for. An open shut case and still the judge wants more. Sitting in silence am I, and I wonder if you are the same. Bruised by the thought that maybe love could save me again. And you know, maybe I have actually done that. Maybe I have actually lived large and made it a part of my soul and then, you know, distilled it into art. Maybe I have done that. But for whom? And for what? Pourquoi? For what? Why? Yeah, for what cause? If it's a game of proof, every day bears the burden of proof. Like, I wrote that song actually out of frustration with myself, because I wrote it out of just frustration with the need in your 20s to prove who you are in terms of value to people, you know, which is an ongoing game that's not just in your 20s, but hey, I'm in my 20s and I'm like, wow, this is a new game for me. But it's not a new game for me. It's just unprecedentedly in its form now, you know. You have to prove and prove and prove. And it's not fun a lot of the time. It's daunting a lot of the time. It can be fun sometimes. But honestly, if you can't just sit with yourself and say, yeah, I'm me and I need to be, and if you don't need me, I'll walk away, or I know someone else does, then you ain't living right. I think I have trouble realizing that. You ain't living right if you can't understand that not everyone needs you, and that some do, and that you do need you, and that God needs you, and that should be enough for you. Say it loud! Every cup must be filled to brim. Push your luck and learn to live for it. And say no more when I am free to play. Guiding light of the life won't stand and wait. Pay attention to that light now. The light of the life. And for what shall I pay attention to it? Why? Well, because it can do right by you and can do wrong. Everything we do seems to be a test of the spirit, a test of our resolve, and I get sick of it. You and me right now, and everyone around are just as kind as anyone ought to be. I'm sick of all the sadness. Can we let each other be? I'm not so sure, so I'm doing me. I don't know. I was looking for a poem. To read, but that song came up and it looked nice, and I recognized the melody of it again, so it's like, I'll sing that. It felt soulful. That's what matters. Oh, yeah, right. Tits are down here. Okay. Nice. Graceful. Oh, that's pleasant. Why don't I walk around a bit? Prance around in this room that's actually not my room. Yes, this is vlog chaotic. I know. I think what I realize right now is I'm not as smart as I seem to myself. I don't seem smart to myself. Well, I seem brilliant at times, for sure, but I'm not always brilliant, and that's okay, hon. That's okay. I don't know why people like us always feel the need to boast through actions. It's not necessary. It's really not. Like, how many people do you see living like that 24/7? How many of them do you actually find not miserable? You know? Seriously. How many of them do you not want to just stab in the head sometimes? Oh, wow, can I say that on YouTube? That was poetic justice. Alright, hold on. By stab in the head, I mean, how many of them do you not want to just tear down on some level and see what makes them tick, where they foible, you know? You want to see that, because that's what makes them human, because you know it's there. You know it's there, and you know you can love them nonetheless. And you know you'd be looking for it. And you know that how many people do you know that can actually deliver every single time? Have never failed. Mariah Carey has not been one. Madonna has not been one. David Bowie has not even been one. David Bowie almost died in the 70s because he was putting himself on show all the time. Seriously. You have to be careful. Give yourself self-respect. You know, I was actually watching this TV show on Hulu, The Dropout. Yes, on one about Elizabeth Holmes, and I really related to Elizabeth Holmes's character because it was tragic as hell, and I felt like, oh, if because what she was doing was wearing a mask all of the time, all of the damn time. And then living as though that mask were herself, as though that mask was important to everyone on this planet and needed to be. Do you know how much of a conundrum that is? Could you imagine living like that? Yes, you probably could, because you've probably microdosed on that before. If you're anything like me, if you're anything ambitious, who struggled at some point, which you probably are, like, you get where that comes from. And it's terrifying. And now we are in 4K. Is that gonna... my, footage. I vouch to say that a lot of people who I think are detractors of my music, actually, and lauders of my poetry, just want me to be happy. And just want me to actually do something, damn it, that doesn't come from a place of trying to prove myself as an artist or author of sorts, but or a performer of sorts, but as an expression of my beautiful soul, a beautiful interpretation of soul, of mine and the world's. Let that ring out, because that is the core of an artist. When you talk about great artists, you're not talking about their work. You're talking about how they transcend everything. Alright, when I think of David Bowie, I don't just think of his music. I think of David Bowie. I think of Madonna. I think of Lady Gaga, Mariah Carey, Kate Bush. These are people who their souls are evident. And the music was an introduction. Have I lost that? Have I really lost a connection to that ideal? That art is an ethos of media toward the soul of the person authorizing it. That's why I can't enjoy Kanye West no more. I guess I can, because there's some beauty there. I can. But it's a pain in the ass. Because he's really screwed up a lot. But anyway, I feel for him. I feel for what his mission was, and probably still on some level is. Damn it, E, you're getting in the way of my vlog. Heck, his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian, is another example of someone who transcends, because she has made so much of herself into something meaningful to other people. Millions. And that in and of itself makes me want to get to know her, That's what a great artist is. Genius of love, genius of soul. That's what it is. That's what it's about. Okay? In fact, that Kardashian clan, I have a lot of respect for them. Because they brought people devoutly into their lives. And they made a killing out of it. And they made a killing out of cosmetics and all that stuff. You know, and you see them high and low. High, and low. Money notwithstanding, because that's not everything. And it's beautiful. Apply that to artistry. Okay? Apply that to your art. You know, I actually wrote a poem that was in French. And I can read some of it to you because it actually relates to a lot of the topics I've discussed in this video. And it's called Pas une essence, which is not an essence. And it basically is about how talent is not an essence, but something to drive. Here is an excerpt of it. I'll try to I'll translate it as I go. So I'll read you the translation. I'll post the French version in the description or whatever I read of it in the description. Not an essence. Interestingly, actually, I say it is an essence in here. It's confusing. Talent is an essence, an original soul who is... Oh my, we used some words I've forgotten the meaning of. Blooming, sensitive, but also a visionary of beauty. She or he transforms austerity to become divinity, the superbe. From that essence, the work is the driver, the ambition for the work is the bridge for the talent inside the reality. Without that, the talent is nothing. It is lost, wasted. Are you talented? Leave your body. Be confident. Be hardy. Be a car for your soul, for your mind, and drive itself. An error which I have produced. The fault of fate above my choices. Drive the car without automatic. Step by step, you will become talented as you have always been. Use the window, the windshield. Look with your soul and your eyes, your ears, your body. Drive. Be in your art. Be conscious. Talent exists, but it's nothing without your car to drive. And funnily enough, actually, the word essence in French is a double for oil that's put in a car. They call it essence. Ne gaspille jamais ton âme. Conduis.